Hi, I'm WFS Simmons, and this is webfilmschool.com, the free film school on the web. And this filmmaking tip, number 97, is how to hire part of your crew, your art department. Now, let's get a focus on what I'm doing so far. I'm teaching you step by step, bank check by bank check, how to make a Hollywood $1 to $2 million feature film, but how to do it independently for a budget of $250,000 to $400,000. And right now we're on check number 16, crew, and we're into the minutia of the crew, the art department. So let's go into the clipboard, let's get into some information, and let me show you how to save some money. Your art department and your crew. The head person, the art director, usually called the production designer, an opening title credit. He or she is going to need their assistants. Their titles are set decorator, scenic artist, set painter or painters, and the swingmen that go between painting and construction. Now, how do you find your production designer's crew? How do you find them? Well, first, of course, if it's in the budget and you're going union, contact the union, IATSE, and get their database. If you're not signing with the union, IATSE, and you want to go independent, then contact your film commissioner. They know who the independent art department employees are in the local area. But of course, the best way is always contacting your key people, proper referrals. Who are your key people? You're going to go to either your cinematographer and or your production manager. Every cinematographer, production manager, if they've worked on 10, 15, 20 shoots, know a lot of production designers, and once you hire the production designer, he or she will hire the rest of the crew. And of course, there's always post your notice on Craigslist. Now, what are art department duties? Production designer. What does the production designer do? Well, the basic phrase, he or she is the architect of the movie. Not the script, but the visual architect. They design the sets. They pick the colors and the fabrics. Of course, they work with the budget and the materials then. They scout the locations. They know building and construction. And, of course, they're architects. And they're contractors. And they're designers. Now, what to pay? Let me show you how to save $25,000 with the art department. If you decide to go union and sign with IATSE and you qualify for low budget tier 1, which is anything under $4,230,000, and you're doing a 5-week shoot, you're going to pay your employees somewhere in that department a minimum between, this is minimum, $19 to $21 per hour. But remember, you're working a 100-hour work week, and anything over 8 hours is time and a half. Anything over 14 hours is double time. And between paying your production designer, your set decorator, your scenic artist, a set painter, and a swingman for 5 weeks with overtime is going to cost you upwards of $50,000 to $60,000. Whoa! Let me show you how to save about $41,000, even more than $25,000. Go independent. Now, what does that mean, go independent? Well, it's non-union. Hire a production designer. You see more information on check number 15, which I gave you on film tip number 80. So go back to film tip number 80. You'll see how to hire the production designer for about $10,000, a flat fee. Now let's get his or her support crew. All you need now is an art director and a set decorator and 2 other eventual production assistants to be their assistant. The production designer will hire the art director for 3 weeks in pre-production at $500 a week, and during the shoot 3 weeks at $700 a week. The production designer will hire his or her set decorator, pre-production 3 weeks at $400 per week, and 3 weeks of the shoot at $600 per week. This is going to come out to a total between the production designer, art director, and set decorator about $16,600, and you save somewhere between $25,000 to $40,000 with your art department. And remember, in your budget, I'm not saying don't go union, but you probably can't afford IATSE if all you have is $250,000 to $400,000. Happy filmmaking. Good information. Film tip number 98 coming up. Now, here's what you've just learned. In making your low-budget, independent, Hollywood $1 to $2 million feature film, but for only independent rates of $250,000 to $400,000, you and your crew need an art department. hiring your art department. First, get your key person, your production designer. Then he or she will hire the art director and the set decorator. Now, if you decide to go union, you're going to spend $50,000 to $70,000 with your art department crew over a 5-week shoot. However, I'm recommending in low budget, since you only have $250,000 to $400,000, go independent, and it's only going to cost you about $16,000. You do a non-union 3-week shoot with a 3-person art crew. And if you don't go union, you'll save $40,000 and upwards of $50,000. Good information. By the way, coming up, film tip number 98 is hiring your production assistants, your PAs, sometimes called gophers. You know what? You've gotten some real good factual filmmaking information in only 5 minutes. I want you to know my real film school is the 2-day film school. Google it, the 2-day film school. It's 1,000 minutes. It's an amazing filmmaking crash course. It's done about 30 times per year around the world. If you would like to see where it is and you want to register, go to webfilmschool.com, webfilmschool.com. The 2-day film school. On Saturday, I teach you how to make your first feature film. Budgeting, scheduling, screenwriting, directing, cinematography, lighting, editing, etc. Making your first feature film. Then day 2, I teach you how to sell that feature film. Marketing, distributing, financing, festivals, etc. It's an amazing course, and if you can't wait and you can't attend the 2-day film school, I've created the amazing, if you want to learn at home, which I think you do, the amazing DVD film school. Here it is, the 2-day film school, and 16 DVDs with some amazing workbooks. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. The filmmaking lessons, budgeting, scheduling, screenwriting, directing, cinematography, lighting, editing, marketing, distributing. So if you want to launch your filmmaking career and you don't want to waste 4 years of some theory-laden film school, and you want to become a producer, a writer, a director, a filmmaker, even an actor, and you don't want to spend upwards of $250,000 at 4-year theory-laden film school, either take my 2-day film school or at home, order right now the DVD film school. I guarantee almost it's going to launch your filmmaking career. God bless. Happy filmmaking.